In this video, we are going to learn how to graph a rational function. So the first thing that we need to do is to find the asymptotes. We'll start with our vertical asymptotes. And vertical asymptotes come from values of x that make the denominator equal to 0. So we'll set the bottom of the fraction equal to 0. And we will solve so that we have a vertical asymptote of x equals to 8. For horizontal asymptotes, we need to first decide if the function is top-heavy, bottom-heavy, or does it have equal powers of x on top and bottom. And in this case, the only power of x is on bottom, so that means the higher power of x is on bottom. And when it is bottom-heavy, that indicates you have a horizontal asymptote of y is equal to 0. So now, when it comes to the graph, we will first show our asymptotes as dotted lines. So x equals 8, there's my vertical asymptote. And then y equals 0, my horizontal asymptote. And then we'll find a few points so that we can figure out exactly what the graph is doing. So basically with asymptotes, because the graph is going to have to follow, when you look to the left side of this vertical asymptote, you're either going to have a piece that is going up like that or a piece that's coming down. So we'll need a point so that we can figure out exactly which piece we have. So since the vertical asymptote is x is equal to 8, you can plug anything in that's smaller than 8. Probably the easiest thing to plug in would be x equal to 0. So if I go back to my original function up here and I plug in x equals 0, then I know my y value will be 7 divided by 0 minus 8. So my y value would be negative. Since this particular point on the graph is down here, then that tells us this piece of the graph has to follow those asymptotes. So it would be down there just like that. And it actually does not touch that asymptote there. It just gets closer and closer to that asymptote. Okay, so then you need to figure out on the right-hand side again where that piece is going to be located. So we need to plug in something bigger than 8. And so we could plug in 9. So y is equal to 7 divided by 9 minus 8. And 7 divided by 9 minus 8 would just be 7 over 1, or simply 7. So we would have the point 9, 7, which would be somewhere up here. And given that fact and our asymptotes, then we've got a piece that would look something like that. So that would be the rough graph of that rational function.